Hello, my name is Lila, and I'm in the group for finding jobs with the internet, online, and interviewing. My specific topic is finding jobs through the internet. So, first, I want to start by saying that most of us have grown up around technology and with technology evolving with us. However, finding jobs through the internet and online is a relatively new concept. Think about the platforms that you use today. Most of us use social media, but one of the most popular job searching platforms, you guessed it, LinkedIn. Now, if you know anything about LinkedIn, it is a platform that allows both potential candidates and recruiters to reach out to one another about certain job offers and opportunities. Can you guess how old LinkedIn is? 2003. 2003. That feels like forever ago, does it not? Well, surprisingly, LinkedIn is older than YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. And it has continued with its rise and popularity in the job searching world. Next, we're going to talk about the advantages and disadvantages of employers and employees. But first, I want to show you some data about people using the internet to find jobs. So, according to Pew Research on individuals searching for jobs through the internet, 92% of working Americans turn to employer reviews when they're considering a job, and 1 in 3 Americans will decline that job offer due to the employer reviews. 79% of Americans who have looked for work in the past 2 years utilized online resources to search for that job in their most recent job search, and 39% of Americans who have looked for work in the past 2 years said that online resources were the most helpful tool to them, whereas 66% of Americans, this is not listed here, but 66% of Americans found that personal connections were their most utilized source. So we can see here that the internet is definitely an important part of our lives today and job searching. As for employers and employees, the disadvantages and advantages, employers benefit quite a bit from platforms such as LinkedIn for many reasons, but some of the advantages are: 1, it's cost effective for companies. Compared to the old days where you would put an ad in the newspaper or a local company, it's more cost effective to place ads on these social media platforms, and it gets to a large range of people. It's also accessible. It's accessible and immediate. So they have the ability to update the job information if that position has already been filled. It's on the clock and it's updated. It's also an advantage to employers that they can specify certain skills and ultimately reach out and seek the best talent for the position they're trying to fill. It is also an advantage that companies can use different platforms to reach certain audiences. So LinkedIn is a popular job searching and networking site. However, there are much more than just that. Now, some disadvantages for employers is the mass amount of applications and information they get. So there's a huge screening process done to get through all of the resumes and whatnot, and ultimately seek out the certain skills they're looking for, so that way they can narrow down the large candidate pool. Another disadvantage is that quite literally anyone can apply. Therefore, it could attract unqualified candidates, hackers, or fraudulent users, which is a natural consequence that comes with the internet. Another disadvantage is that it can be informal. A lot of companies consider it informal or unprofessional for online ad job postings. However, they can still utilize other platforms to reach the audience they're trying to reach. For example, using ads in The Economist or Financial Times. Now let's talk about the disadvantages and advantages of employees. Advantages for employees, the candidates applying, is that there are countless job opportunities. There's so many things out there that sometimes it can even be overwhelming, but there's quite literally so much out there. There's a lot of searching. Another advantage is that it is also accessible and up to date. A lot of the advantages and disadvantages between employees and employers kind of go hand in hand, but it's accessible, up to date, and you're able to see if a position has been filled. So whether or not you apply is based on that. Plus, with platforms such as LinkedIn and other job searching platforms, you're able to specify your skills, your experience, and goals, which therefore helps recruiters, jobs, and companies specifically seek that out. Plus, the internet is a resource used for multiple different job-related tasks. Employees could use the internet for applying, researching, making a resume, even contacting the company, many different ways. But some of the disadvantages that come with this is the competitiveness. Due to a large pool of candidates, there's always competitiveness that can come along with this because you have so many qualified candidates, but you really have to pick and choose and narrow down who would be the best fit for the job position. Another disadvantage is that getting a candidate through the door is only the first step in the process. The candidate might decide that the company is not a right fit for them, or vice versa. The company could decide that the candidate isn't perfect for the job. So getting online interviews or whatnot is really only the first step to actually getting the job. Another disadvantage is that the internet can't replace our personal connections. It's important to stay up to date and connected in the online world. However, it's never a bad idea to go to the old-fashioned route and keep up with your personal connections, whether it's work-related or not. it's important to keep your connections available to you, therefore you have more opportunities in the future. A quote from Ramit Sethi, who is an author of the book I Will Teach You to Be Rich, says that he finds online job searching as a passive way of getting a job. He suggests to get to know the company and someone from within the company, and communicate what you bring, because overall our personal connections is what benefits us most. So therefore, although the internet is extremely helpful and is continuing to grow and give us more and more opportunities through social media and whatnot, the most valuable foundation is your connections with other people. That is what is of importance, and without that, we probably wouldn't be as successful as we are today.